Welcome to the Better Plants podcast by BASF. On this episode, we'll be talking with Kyle Miller from BASF about spring shipment and flushes. Hello, I'm Robin Sitberg, Custom Content Editor for Meister Media Worldwide, publisher of Greenhouse Grower Magazine. I'm talking today with Kyle Miller, who is Senior Technical Specialist for Turf and Ornamental Products at BASF. So welcome, Kyle. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, as the spring season starts ramping up, shipping is always a concern. So I'm just looking for what your thoughts are about how to consistently provide healthy, high quality plants to customers.
Yeah, well, we know that growers put a tremendous amount of time into producing high quality plants for their customers. And I know too that once the plants leave the floor of the greenhouse, for example, it becomes a lot more difficult to maintain those plants to a high standard. So they've got a tough job, but obviously they want them coming out of their greenhouse in great shape. And as you might imagine, some of the common problems are, handling damage or pest problems or even, extreme environmental conditions. We know it's a busy time of the year and that they need to, minimize any plant damage to maximize their profit.
What are some of the main issues with diseases and insects with plants being shipped in the spring?
Well, the bottom line is it's going to happen. It does occur during the shipping process. We see things like botrytis from a disease standpoint, and even foliar leaf spots because of the high humidity that we'll see like in the box trucks or the tractor trailers. And then also stressful conditions, it might be heat or cold. And we know too that all this stress results in plants being predisposed to other potential problems. So even insect pests like fungus gnats or thrips or aphids can cause damage and also be a nuisance at the drop-off location.
Mm-hmm. That's true for sure. Nobody wants to be responsible for shipping problems to their customers.
Absolutely not.
So how can BASF products help with some of these issues?
Well, Robin, we've got a very nice full portfolio of fungicides and insecticides which can negate many of these issues. For example, Velifer, which is a biological, very good on a number of plant pests, Ventigra and Sultan, also insecticides / miticides, if you will. And then we've got two top shelf fungicides, Pageant and Orchestra, just to name a few in our arsenal of products.
What is different about BASF's chemistry that makes it an ideal fit during shipping particularly?
Yeah, well, what's pretty cool, Robin, is that we've got what we call TR products, which are total release products, both fungicides and insecticides. And these can be used like in a small staging area where the plants are getting ready to be put on the truck. So you can treat things before they leave, the greenhouse area and protect them during shipping. We've also got Pageant TR, which is a fungicide which we can use on really any flowering plants to protect against diseases during shipping. So even once it's on the truck, we can, quote, release these products in the truck and offer protection at that point, especially for plant material that might be, going a fair distance.
Yeah, that sounds like a great solution to be able to apply it during shipping. Essentially, that's a pretty good trick.
Absolutely. And the other thing I failed to mention, Robin, was that we also, with our fungicides, like Pageant and Orchestra, these are what we call intrinsic products. So not only do they provide disease control, but they protect against stresses. So things like heat, drought, and handling stress. So when it gets to the drop-off location, those plants can be in a lot better shape.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know there's some plant health benefits with the intrinsic chemistries, and those kind of set them apart. How can growers learn more from BASF about, providing top quality plant material to their customers, above and beyond, what you've talked about here?
Yeah, well, I would simply just send them to our betterplants.basf.us website. We've got lots of resources, lots of product information, labels for these products that I just was chatting about, and some additional products too. So that would be my suggestion.
Excellent. I know there's a lot of resources on that site. So thank you so much, Kyle, for being here and for sharing this information with us today. And, I'm wishing everybody a successful spring and shipping season.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Better Plants podcast by BASF. Keep an eye out for the next episode, where we'll be talking about best practices for fall crop rooting. Always read and follow label directions. Intrinsic, Orchestra, Pageant, Sultan, Bellifer, and Ventigra are registered trademarks of BASF.